In today's video, 5 key skills for new coaches. Hello, coaches! Welcome back to another episode of Coach Better Quick Tips. My name is Kim Cafino, and I have worked with hundreds of teachers, coaches, and leaders in schools around the world to help them create thriving and sustainable instructional coaching programs. And I'm on a mission to help you coach better. Wherever you are in your coaching journey, come learn with me in one of our courses or private mentoring packages designed for coaches. Join our global Coach Better community and find all of our resources for instructional coaches on our website at coachbetter.tv. If you have a question you'd like to hear us answer, please leave a comment below, join our Coach Better Facebook group, or find us on social media at Eduro Learning and send me a DM. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel here to catch all of our latest episodes on YouTube. If you're a regular Coach Better podcast listener, you know that this season we're highlighting one of our favorite episodes from a previous season each month. Today's episode features 3 of my amazing graduates, Amy, Carly, and Abby, from the Coach Certificate and Mentorship Program. They are talking about the key skills they learned in the coach that surprised them in their first year of their coaching role. I'll be back at the end of the clip to share my thoughts on this segment too. I am resharing this particular clip from this conversation because in my work with coaches in schools around the world, one of the questions that comes up again and again is how can I be prepared for my coaching role? Because coaches often get hired from classroom positions, it's not always clear exactly which skills and mindset shifts are going to be really essential in this new role. If you are new to a coaching role, I know you want to be prepared. And even if you've been a coach for several years, I know there's always room to be more intentional and strategic in your coaching practice. A lot of these skills are about aligning your individual coaching practice with the needs of your coaching program and your school right now. That's why I designed the Thrive model for instructional coaching success based on all of my own experience as a coach and working with hundreds of clients in the Coach Certificate and Mentorship Program. To learn more about the Thrive model, download our program evaluation at edurolearning.com/coacheval and stay tuned to the end of the episode for more details about how to bring this work to your coaching practice. If you're a coach right now, or you want to be a coach and you're curious about what kind of structures make coaching successful and how you can be a great coach while building those structures, this is exactly what we do in the Coach Certificate and Mentorship Program. You can find out all about the program at edurolearning.com/coach. Global cohort registration opens once a year and it starts tomorrow. So get all the details at edurolearning.com/coach. Okay, let's hear from the coach graduates about the key skills and mindset shifts they learned in the coach that prepared them to be successful in their instructional coaching roles. What are the key skills or mindset shifts that you made inside the coach that prepared you for the role that you're in now? And you could talk about specifically coaching, you could talk about other leadership aspects of the role, you could talk about relational aspects of the role, anything that you learned inside the coach that you feel prepared you to be better at your job, or specifically the coaching job, whatever feels right in that sense.
Yeah, I guess, as a coach, in some ways, we're all a little bit of a jack of all trades where we wear a lot of hats and we get asked to do a lot of things and we are privileged to be able to lead a lot of things and we're just put in different situations constantly. And I think it was really simple and basic, and you've touched on it already, and it was in one of the first modules in the coach, but just really thinking about the 3 stances of consulting, collaborating, and coaching, and just being able to kind of compartmentalize for myself and kind of articulate that. I think that was really helpful, and it's a really basic thing, but I think sometimes I got caught up thinking, oh gosh, I wish they weren't, like I said, just coming to ask me how do you seesaw, like this is base level, this isn't really truly like deep coaching, but it is a role that I play as a consultant who can advise. And so I think being able to kind of picture like, oh, this part of my day, this is how I'm operating, this group and this interaction, this is how I'm operating. I think it was really helpful for me, and that's helped me kind of manage the like little octopus feeling you have of like having 8 arms and 8 different projects happening at the same time. And so just being able to label and name and compartmentalize the work I was doing. was a really key skill I picked up in the coach.
Nice. And language and labels are really important. And they're things that we don't often think about, especially when we're new to a position. We don't think about the way that we would describe the different pieces of our role. But once you have those labels, you can use them for yourself to track your time and see the level of work that you're doing with people. You can use them with your school leaders to help them understand the value of coaching and what coaching brings. And you can use them with your colleagues, perhaps most importantly, so you can help them understand what they might want to ask for when they come to work with you, and know that there are these different levels. One of the current participants, obviously who's not on this call right now, she's just working on her coaching menu for the first part of the coach, and she's working on really defining out what does consulting, collaborating, and coaching look like in teacher language, so that when teachers come to work with her, they are building that language too. Beautiful. Carly, do you want to share any key skills or mindset shifts that you learned inside the coach that prepared you for coaching or any potential future role?
Yes, definitely. I would say the most important mindset shift for me was it's not about me, and all the subset skills that go along with that. So it's not about me. It's about the teacher with whom I'm collaborating and coaching. And so if that's my focus, then the skills that I really need to develop are listening and questioning, because I know for me, when I started the role, I came in with this problem solver mentality, and that doesn't work. Just kind of connected to what I said before, a lot of people are reluctant to coach. And one of my steepest learning curves was to learn about how adults learn. It's very different than students. And so they're the focus. It's my job to really listen to what they need, meet them where they're at, and then help them. I can shift, like Amy was saying, I can shift within my stances, but I'm of service to them. So I think that would be my best advice for anyone going into coaching. It also kind of releases me from any kind of tie to an outcome. If it's not about me and it's about the teacher, then I don't have to worry or stress about how things go. It's not my project. It's not my work. I'm the collaborative thinker here. And so I'm collaborating, but I don't need to be tied to an outcome. So that's also actually really freeing at the same time.
And that is such a hard transition to make, isn't it? Because a lot of times you feel like you want to help them. You want to help them move faster or get there quicker or whatever. But actually, the process of listening, just as you describe it, listening and questioning, is the process of uncovering for myself, for the coachee's individual self, to recognize what exactly they have to be able to move forward. And boy, it's can be really hard to say less. Abby, do you want to share your key skills or mindset shifts that you learned in the coach that prepared you for coaching, or even your current role or your previous role, any of the ones that you are interested in sharing about?
Yeah, so as a newer coach, when I was going through the program, I decided pretty early on that I wanted my personal project to be all about developing my coaching skills. I felt like I was coming in able to really build relationships. I really focused on that as a grade level leader. So for me, it was much more of the, how am I going to push teachers a little bit more? How am I going to make sure that I am really understanding what they are needing as a teacher? So I really focused on my questioning skills and my listening skills, and making sure that I am really like actively listening, trying to hear what they are saying, not put my own biases or assumptions on that. And then following up with those questions to really dive deeper into what are they trying to communicate to me? How can I ask a question where I'm not giving them something, but I'm really pushing them to do that work, right? And then also, I really focused a lot on shifting to coaching heavy and really relying on data as we were looking at like as I was working with different teachers. It was just really, how can we use that data to help make conclusions and then use that to help us move forward?
You highlighted 3 levels of thinking I want to point out, and then I know we're going to move on to the next question, which is kind of along the same vein. So I think it'll be a nice quick one. But you talked about coming into coaching already being really confident in building relationships. And that can be something that for someone who's like completely new to the role, hasn't been in a leadership position before, needing to make professional relationships with colleagues who you haven't ever worked with before can be kind of really stressful. So I feel like that's like level 1, emergency. We need to know how to do that. And then you talked about the questioning and focusing on pushing teachers more, understanding what they're needing. And that kind of took me back to what Carly was talking about being reflective, really being a listener, really making sure you're focused on their needs and not necessarily your needs or your problem solving. And then you talked about like, once you're already confident as a coach, you know how to build those relationships, you are having quality coaching conversations. How do you take that data that is coming out of those conversations and level up and really moving into coaching heavy? And I think inside the coach, sorry, I'm going to talk about that for just a quick sec. Inside the coach, we really do highlight that there are lots of access points to the learning. And because the program is an entire academic year, you have the opportunity to move through all of those stages of learning with the support of your global cohort and your mentor. And I'm really glad that you kind of put all those 3 together, because I think it really demonstrates the value of sustained professional growth over, at least an academic year. Hi, coaches. I'm back to give you my thoughts on this particular clip. I chose this clip because it is so powerful. Even though we know that instructional coaching is about reflective conversations, sometimes we don't actually know how to do that. We have tons of professional conversations every day, but coaching conversations are different from any other form of professional conversation. When Amy and Abby talk about navigating coaching stances, they're talking about transitioning between consulting, collaborating, or coaching light versus coaching heavy. They're talking about the different types of coaching support you can provide within a single conversation or throughout a coaching cycle. Understanding how and when to apply different stances based on the needs of your coaching partner is a very specific skill you can build. And it's something we do in phase 2 of the Coach Certificate Mentorship Program, which aligns with phase 2 of the Thrive model, Implement Consistently. When Carly talks about focusing on her own listening and creating space to think and reflect in coaching conversations, and Abby talks about powerful questioning that may sound easy, but it takes intentional work to silence your own inner voice and listen carefully for what your coaching partner needs. Working to improve your listening skills and to better understand the physical or verbal cues your coaching partner is giving you will help you be more responsive, to ask the right questions, and choose which coaching stance best meets the needs of your coaching partner at that time. When I talk about being more intentional in your coaching practice, this is one of the ways you can identify a specific area of growth and track and refine your development over time. We support you in that process in the coach too. When Amy talks about how coaching has made her recognize her leadership capacity, that's what I refer to as informal leadership. I have a whole episode about that topic that I will link up in here for you too. The skills that you build as a coach will support you in so many more ways than just coaching. The skills you build are leadership skills. And we talk about how you can begin to see yourself a leader as a coach in phase 3 of the Coach Grow community. No matter where you are in your coaching journey, there's always another opportunity to refine your practice. If you're ready to dig deeper into being more intentional in your coaching practice, or even if you're new to coaching and you're curious about getting started, we can support you. Join us for the next cohort of the Coach Certificate and Mentorship Program, where you will build the foundations of a thriving coaching culture in one academic year with the support of a global cohort and a mentor throughout the entire process. You can find all the details on our website at edurolearning.com/coach. Registration is open right now and closes on September 24th. We only open registration for our global cohorts once a year, so right now is the time to join us for this academic year. We have 4 super exciting new developments for this cohort that I want to share with you. We have completely updated our course content, brand new for this cohort based on feedback from all of our previous cohorts that makes our content even more streamlined, focused, and in-depth on exactly what our coaches want to learn. We have a brand new private community space for our cohort members to connect, share, and chat, where we're building a community of coaches who are deeply committed to refining their practice and having conversations about coaching that make an impact. And we have a brand new online learning platform that is so smooth and sleek to make accessing course content super easy and connecting with other cohort members even easier than before. And we have a brand new partner for university credit, which means you have 3 options for earning credit inside the Coach. If you are watching this right now and you are curious about the Coach, head over to our website at edurolearning.com/coach and get all of the details. Even if you missed registration for this year, head over to edurolearning.com/coach to find out how to join our next cohort. If you are curious right now and you have questions, please reach out. You can leave a comment below, you can join our Coach Better Facebook group, or you can find us on social media at Eduro Learning and send me a DM. I would love to support you on your coaching journey. See you next time.